Waiting for some viewers to come on. Let's see here. Waiting for some viewers to come on. All right. Let's get this party started, ladies and gentlemen. Miracle Boy Boxing. I am your host, Hosting Cruz. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, me and my dad are here to bring you another edition of Live Chat, talking about boxing. Our topic today is Haney versus Garcia aftermath and Crawford versus Madrimov epic supercard that I've talked about a couple times already in my videos. But let's get into the Haney Garcia situation. First of all, let's get into what happened prior to the aftermath, which is the fight itself. Coming into the Haney Garcia fight, no one gave Garcia, not too many people gave Garcia a chance in that fight. Even though he was a face and a big name, but he never got that big win coming into that fight. So, and besides the antics, the social media things, the smoking, the beer, the chaos, and all the hype that the selling, you know, it was one of the best sellings to a fight that I've ever seen in quite some time from a boxer. He did great, which I'm sure made a lot of people tune in, right, Pops?
That's right. That's right. I think that let's give Gus a Grammy Award. Guy to be so he actually fooled majority of the people. I was not. What do you think? What fooled Ocean?
Yes. Even though I kind of give Garcia a chance in the fight, I was also a bit skeptical because he was really doing a lot of crap. And at the same time, even though, like I said, I gave him a chance, at the same time, it was like a bit iffy for me. But then again, once that bell rang, it was a different story, as we all know.
That was
The first round, Ryan didn't waste any time. The fight didn't waste any time. The left hook landed within seconds, and the rest was history. Haney started to dance for us, and the fight changed completely because Haney never really recovered from that first left hook.
I agree. I totally agree. But let's be honest now. Let's be honest. Did Garcia perform that well, or did Haney did not show what everybody assumed he was? He's supposed to face a boxing, correct? And that he didn't show up. He did not. His plan when by the time he got touched that first round, it was chaos. It was chaos. But I must say that Garcia was not really well this fight. Yeah, that gives me the reason to believe. That's why you saw a lot of off round. If you look at Garcia's fight, he did like 20 seconds. Basically, round he fought 1 minute.
1 minute of it. He basically fought 1 minute of every round. Right.
Once the boxer that just shows that he needs more time to recover. And the other token, he did not have no answers to what he needed to overcome that bad of shape. I think that was terrible when it comes to getting his cardio the way he supposed to have it. For the fight, he did not take advantage of that. Why? That he got hurt. He was exposed and no power. That's why this fight comes to inside and got the fight side.
Yeah, like how you said, he did a good burst in every round, and it only lasted for like a minute. And as you know, the videos on social media, everything was real. He was not really putting in the work, and it showed in the fight. So as tremendous as he did in the fight, he could have done better if he was fully in shape.
Correct.
That's scary. The damage he did.
I feel if Garcia was in shape, let's say for example he made 140,
right,
and he was in shape,
right.
the fight doesn't go 5 rounds.
The fight doesn't go 5 rounds if Ryan Garcia was in full shape. What you guys think about that? It would, because like how you said, and like how I agree. He only fight for like a minute every round. So if he was in shape, Garcia would have been fighting double that.
Correct.
If he was in shape, those hands would have been flying even more, and it would have been even worse for Haney to overcome. So that left hook in the first round and the multiple left hooks that he took and the knockdowns would have been double the trouble.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So what a big win at the end of the day for Ryan Garcia. Like I've said before, Garcia always been a face in the boxing world, but he never really got that big win, and coming into this fight, he needed this win. And he got it, and the way he got it, in tremendous fashion, almost knocked Haney out, could have knocked him out. The referee came involved too much. That was the main issue. That was one of the main issues that when Ryan was not able to get the KO, but beat that as it may. All in all, man, like I said, like how you said, if he was in shape, he would have probably gotten a knockout because he would have let those hands go even more. And so yeah, Ryan got the big win that he needed. Now he's not just a face on social media, but now he's a face in boxing. And well-deserved victory, big win, biggest win of his career, obviously, on an upset. No one gave him a chance in this fight. Not even boxing experts like Paulie Malignaggi, not even Tim Bradley, to the point where Paulie Malignaggi said that the only way Ryan Garcia doesn't lose this fight if he doesn't show up. Tim Bradley said he will quit commentary if Haney loses. It was that bad.
Let me.
And now,
I'm not to cut you off, right? But I'm sure sometime when I hear these guys who are high level of boxing, who was boxing, have their channels and being so biased with certain boxers, international boxers. I'm talking like Puerto Rican, or anything that has nothing to do with boxing, and not giving correct what I expect.
right,
First of all, we all know we follow Matias to the fullest, but we're not being
no,
every. It doesn't have to be a top. That, okay, it's called boxing.
right.
But
You're breaking up. You're breaking up a little bit, buddy.
breaking up in audio.
Yeah, you're breaking up. Yeah. Try again. Go ahead.
Yeah. So can you hear me good?
Yeah. Bring it. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So yeah. So we have to acknowledge that boxing, Garcia don't have to really get serious. He's not gonna get away with coming in 50% in condition to fight a Boots, to fight these men who are at 154, at 147, who are top 5, who are champs. He's not gonna have that leverage of being just in condition and not fully in condition, because he's gonna be exposed himself.
Yeah, he cannot half step, like you said. That win over Haney was great. He had enough to get the job done, but against guys that are going to be as big as him, better skilled than Haney, take a better punch than Haney, and fight back and hit him back hard, Ryan cannot come in the shape he was in against those guys. You're talking about Jerome Boots Ennis. Because Ryan likely is going to go up to 147. He already said it. He wants to go up to welterweight. So he's going to have to encounter guys like Boots Ennis, Mario Barrios, Stenionis.
Up to 154, right?
And not well, yeah. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford has moved up to 154, who I'm going to get into in a little bit. But Errol Spence, yeah, those guys are now 154 pounders. And But even if they were still at welterweight, Ryan Garcia would have had to take his training serious to fight those kind of guys.
Oh yeah,
Keith Thurman is still there at welterweight. So yeah, there's still some good opponents, but he cannot do what he did last time against those guys. He's gonna have to step it up, train serious.
Hossein. Do you think before Ryan does that, do you think Haney could entice Garcia to give him a rematch at 140?
I think I would like to see the fight. I think it makes sense.
It does
Three
make sense
pounds,
after he get beat so outrageous, so he really got back.
right, right. But this time come in at 140,
Okay,
not 3 pounds, not 3 pounds and a half overweight and all that stuff. I think it won't really make a difference. Styles make fights in boxing. Remember, regardless if he comes in shape or not, Ryan still has that speed and he still has that power. That's not going to go away in shape or not in shape. So I think the outcome may be the same, or Haney may learn from it, adjust, and try to avoid that left hook as much as possible. That will make the fight results a little different. Not saying that Haney is going to win the fight this time, but it may bring a little bit more intrigue to the fight.
Do you
By
think
Haney,
that?
by
Do you think it might be smart to
because
go after a
Haney
belt?
Haney did have his moments in the fight. He landed that nice left hook, stun Ryan. He had a good jab to the body. He has a good jab, but I don't know. It's maybe Ryan may have his number.
Do you think it'd be smart for Haney to look for a belt? Maybe Pitbull?
Um,
Because Pitbull is basically an opponent that will chase him down. He's smaller and
right,
Haney
and hits.
up when it comes to keeping him off and
Yeah,
outboxing him. And you
he's
feel
got
like
the
Pitbull have.
he's got Pitbull is a dangerous fight for him. I mean, he's just as dangerous as Ryan Garcia. He's a different style because Pitbull is coming forward. He's not going to rely on the left hook.
And you have showing problem also with boxers, Pitbull.
Yes, yes. So a guy like Haney will definitely give Pitbull problems. The only issue with Haney is he has no chin and no power to keep him off him.
Right.
So he's gonna do his thing, box him, nice jab and all that stuff. But how long will it last? Because Isak has a solid guard, solid chin, very strong, and hits hard with both hands, and doesn't stop coming. So it's gonna be a really long night for Haney in that fight as well. It's not gonna be easy. Even Subriel Matias is a difficult challenge for him.
Because I will suggest, in my opinion, to go that route that are going, trying to get that rematch, trying to get
And the thing is,
establish some kind of name for himself again, and then move forward.
yeah, the thing is, I would like him to get the rematch just to try to redeem himself.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's a risky move as well.
Yeah.
Because Ryan may just have his number in shape or not in shape.
Yeah, and Haney don't want to get back-to-back losses with.
No. I mean, there's boxers that lose a couple fights to the same opponent, but but not in the kind of way that Haney did it. The way he lost, it was really in the first half was competitive, even though that first round happened. But then that second half of the fight was really bad. Went down multiple times, got beat up. So it was not a good experience. And not a good look for Haney. For the caliber of Haney coming in, so much people lost a lot of money. Undefeated going in, the favorite. He's still the champion, so he's got something to fight for someone to go after him. We don't know. We'll see what happens. It's interesting to see who these two guys are going to fight, especially Haney after that loss. Who's willing to jump in there? Who's willing to jump in there with him and take his belt? And fight for his belt.
Oh yeah.
And Ryan wants all the smoke, and well deservedly. He's calling out all the shots. He wants Boots Ennis. He wants Errol Spence. He wants Terrence Crawford. He wants Sebastian Fundora. He wants everybody. The thing is, no, and I don't mind Ryan Garcia fighting those guys, but Ryan, I would rather see Ryan in shape against those guys. I don't want him to do what he did with Haney.
No, he knows that. He has to come fully in shape.
Yeah. He needs to come in shape because those guys that I mentioned, Fundora, the Spence, the Crawford, he needs to be in shape. He cannot come in like how we did with Haney against those guys, man, because it's going to be a long night for him. Those guys hits hard. They're in shape. They're going to press him with pressure. They're not going to stop punching. And that turning his back thing, Haney has no pop. Those guys hit him in the back is going to hurt.
Oh yeah, but I think that turning the back stuff that he's trying to do the roll, he needs to.
Yeah, that's the worst shoulder roll I've ever seen in boxing. The worst. He's not even really doing a shoulder roll. He's doing the position, but then turning his back completely.
Yeah, definitely have to. He
That's
definitely
a no-no. I don't know how Harvey Doc allowed that to slip through the fight. He never really warned him about it. He let him go with it, and he took advantage of it. Hey, as he should have. The referee's not saying anything. Why stop?
Correct. But that's something the Haney camp should have said before the fight, because it happened also in the previous fight for Garcia. He did think
against Durate. Yes, he was turning his back, and yep. It was not really a shoulder roll. I mean, I don't know if he tried it or he's messing around with it, but
back roll to me.
A back roll, yeah. Yes.
That is crazy. But hey, let's see. Everything is good for boxing. Everything looks good in 2024. I'm looking forward for Garcia coming back. I want to see who's his next opponent is going to be.
It's gonna be interesting. For both guys, even though the beating that Haney took, it's gonna be interesting to see both guys back in the ring to see how they rebound and bounce back. Especially Haney. Who are they going to fight next? So it'll be interesting to see who are their next opponents. Of course, the more intriguing will be Ryan because he's the one that's coming off the win.
The good thing is that Haney is 25. He's pretty young.
Still young.
A lot of rumors is Bailey and Son stay together after this fight. You know how social media can mix up stuff. You know, I think that Bill did a great job with his son, 30 and 0. This is one loss, but both of them learn from it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they should stick together. Good combo.
And that's the thing. And there's a thing in boxing. A boxer takes one loss, and everyone is saying get rid of the trainer, which is ridiculous. Like for example, Haney. Coming into the fight, he was 31 and 0. No one ever told Haney get rid of your dad coming in. He took that loss. Now everyone is saying get rid of your dad.
Right.
It's only the first loss. This is not the end. You know, this may be the first and only loss in his career. You just never know.
You just never know.
So it worked for 31 fights. Why get rid of your trainer after that first loss? It doesn't make any sense. It's just sports. You know, you win some, you lose some, and he lost on that night.
Expect the unexpected in boxing. That's how it is.
Yes. So I don't believe in getting rid of Bill Haney. No. Took his first loss, move on, go back to the drawing board, go back to the gym, learn from it, and come back with your dad.
You think Haney should take a 6 months off?
A beating like that, he's gonna need some time to recover. Before he gets back, he'll be back this year for sure. Haney will be back this year for sure. We're in April, going to May just now. June, July, August. He should be back in the fall, maybe September, October.
Okay.
That should be good, yeah. Definitely that or before the end of the year.
Yep, it's time to just...
Ryan will be back before him, though. I think Ryan didn't take much punishment in that fight. But he should be back maybe September, give it more or less the same time.
Ryan could have fight the next day.
Like I said, he didn't take much punishment.
Yes,
won a lot of money, got a lot of money, even though he paid a lot of money to Haney for not making weight, going 3 pounds over. but he made a lot of money. He even bet on he even bet on himself and win double the money. So he got paid more in betting than fighting.
Wow. You know that Garcia camp, right? Played all the marbles correct when it come to coming over 3 pounds and a half, knowing well that if he came over 2 pounds, he was gonna be forced to actually make the weight. They was gonna give him time if it was only 2 pounds. Anything above anything above 2 pounds, okay, he didn't have to be forced to actually make weight at 140. So he came 3.5, which put him in that particular point. Now, if he'd have made above 5 pounds, then the Haney camp could have said, "You know what? This fight is not going. We canceling the fight." So they
Yeah.
played all the marbles correct. 3.5 pounds. He cannot be forced to actually make 140, but yet pay the penalties. So he did it. I think he gave Haney what, 1.5 million bucks for each pound was what,
Each pound. Each pound.
$500,000.
500,000. 500,000. Yes.
And so he played everything correct. The question is
And
now,
the
how much did Haney weigh the night of the fight? How much did he gain? Did he actually touch 160, 150 something?
in the dressing room prior to coming out to the fight, after he had his gloves on and all that stuff, he looked pretty. His physique and everything was pretty muscular. He looked really big.
Right.
You know,
If both of them were pretty close when it come to the night of the fight. Maybe
right,
maybe 2 or 3 pounds more, but Haney hydrated well.
right. His physique, of course, he looked just as big as Haney. I mean, as Ryan, but his physique was, of course, much better than Ryan, because Ryan was not really in shape like that. You know.
Right.
But because Ryan did had a little flab on him, but compared to Haney, he was definitely in ripped top shape.
He was
And
ripped.
he felt good, like I told you, Pops. He was ready to go. He agreed to take the money from Ryan, $500,000 a pound, and did not cancel because he felt good. He put in the training camp of his life. He's undefeated. Doesn't know how to lose. He's a champion. So let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna kick your ass, and then I'm gonna enjoy your money.
Yep.
But,
Yeah, I'm gonna take your money. I'm gonna whip your backside. Okay, but everything went opposite way.
yeah, I'm gonna kick it, boom, and then the first round happened, that left hook. So, and then the rest was history. Multiple left hooks on the canvas. Harvey Duck come in and save him. He's trying to get up. He can't.
Fought against Haney and the referee.
And the referee, yes. And Harvey Duck is one of my favorite referees.
And he is mine too.
Big time main event. But that was not one of his best work, like I've said in my videos. And it just timeouts. Even when he called timeout and took a point from Ryan, he never really warned him. He just timed and took a point away. And at the point, Haney was hurt.
Oh yes.
You know, it was just tactics to give some breathing room for Haney to recover.
Do you really believe Haney never recovered from that first left hook in the first round? I think he did.
I think he did. He was really in good shape. I think he did, because remember, if he was not in good shape, he would have not gotten up every time he went down.
Correct.
He took some monstrous left hooks, and every time he went down, he got up. No problem.
First round that he got caught with that left hook, he kind of danced a little bachata for us. The second, third, and fourth, he won.
Well, bachata for us, salsa for us, but for a lot of people, mariachi, because he went in there with the Mexican. He went in there with the Mexican flag. Ryan Garcia is Mexican American, so it was mariachi. Ryan Garcia made him dance that for him.
But then he recovered. He did the second round, the third round, and the fourth round. Nothing really happened.
Yeah, Haney won those rounds because he boxed, he used his jab to the body, he jabbed Ryan Garcia, and in one of those rounds, he landed that left hook that stunned Ryan and woke him up.
Yes, he
when
did.
He did that. when he
The,
when
the
he
round
did that,
in his gloves. Let's do it.
yes, let's go, let's fight. This is what I wanted. Remember, these guys went in there three for three in amateurs. This is where it mattered. The pro ranks. A lot of fighters in the pro ranks they go in to try avenge a loss from the amateurs. Some succeed, some don't. And Ryan succeeded, even though he beat him 3 times already, but he lost 3 times as well.
Another thing that Ryan was doing that also the referee did not say anything is extending his left hand all the way
Yes,
out
you
and
can't do that.
and keeping it out for such a long time. You
I was hearing Doc telling him though, like, bring it back in, don't keep it out. So
right.
he did tell him about it, but he never warned him. Like told him, hey, I'm gonna take a point away. No, they never did that. He never did that to him, but he
He
did
never
tell him about it.
never did. I love the way he set his left hook though after a jab. He would
Yes,
actually jab and hit you and then switch it back to that hook. That was crazy.
that first round of the fight reminded me of when Trinidad landed that left hook on Fernando Vargas.
Ooh.
Like within seconds of the first round, boom, left hook, stuns Vargas, and down he goes. Even though Haney didn't really went down,
Oh,
didn't went
that
down. He just it reminded me of that first round.
crazy. That was crazy.
Eventually, Haney went down like Vargas.
Yeah, he did. What
He
round
went
was it?
down.
Felt that he actually fell and actually went in his face. It seemed
The,
like he
the
was
seventh the seventh round was his first knockdown.
that was crazy.
Yeah, the seventh round was his first knockdown. I think that was the one he landed on his face. Well, he landed on his butt. He ended up on his face. Then he turned up. Then he got up again, and that's when he was struggling. I think that was that whole situation where Harvey Duck was deducting points, timing out, all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's the next thing. There was no warning at all for Garcia. He actually went straight to taking off a point. He took advantage of that situation to actually stall the fight. That's the way I saw it.
Yes, like whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes for me to give Haney some time, I'm gonna do it, and he did it.
Yeah, the next knockdown happened in the 10th and 11th round, I believe. With the left hook, he landed right on his butt.
Yeah, that was
And
crazy.
then another one where he went down, but I don't think the referee really called it.
Yeah,
He was supposed to, yeah, there was something the referee never called, but he did went down multiple times, more than 3 times, I believe.
yeah, that was crazy. That was
Yeah, yeah. But all in all, man,
I actually believe that they were gonna cheat him out of that fight though.
the decision, right?
Oh yes,
And that would have not surprised me because it happens, it's a business. It would have sucked, but that's boxing. Unfortunately, it happens. But I'm glad the judges got it right.
definitely.
Ryan Garcia deserved the win. Unfortunately, he's not champion. He would have been champion right now as we speak, but just because of the weight issue, he did not. But he got a big win regardless. He's on his resume right now. Beautiful, Devin Haney.
I saw the fight twice. I enjoyed it both times. It was a great fight.
It was a great event. The fight lived up to the hype. It was a great fight. I liked the fight, even though the beating Haney took. It was a really good fight. I'm
Oh,
glad it lived up because there was a point in time I was saying this is looking like a Haney fight. Haney's dictating the pace in between 2 to 3, 4 rounds after the first round, and Ryan stepped it up and landed those left hooks, and that was it, man. The fight changed completely. But all in all, it was a great event, and I can't wait to see what these two guys is going to do next, where they're going to fight.
but you see what happens when a boxer gets under the other one, like how Duran won against Sugar Ray. He got under his skin. If you notice, Duran, you might not know about this, but his whole thing with Duran and Sugar Ray, Duran also called out Sugar mom and sister. And here comes Garcia, calls out Haney's mom.
Hmm.
Okay? And all he wanted to do is get Haney to do exactly what he was doing, chasing him
Yes.
with anger and not thinking. Okay, so
And
if thinking, I saw a Haney not thinking, being very offensive because of things that he said and got under his
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
the whole situation that occurred to happen.
Yep. Because in that fight with Sugar Ray and Duran, Sugar Ray is usually more of a boxer. He moves, he uses angles, he gives the IQ, he uses speed, quick in and outs.
Correct.
Not stand in the pocket and trade. And that's what he did with Duran, and Duran wanted that. That's why he was saying those stuff, getting it personal. So that way Duran, he can get Sugar Ray to stand with him.
Because Duran, excuse me, Duran knew that was the only chance he had to beat Sugar Ray. So he goes
And
Garcia and mimic something similar to what Duran did, and he got Haney
to
exactly
stand.
where he wanted him.
Yes. Yep. And it was successful.
That's right.
So
So
switching gears a little.
what's coming up?
Switching gears a little bit here, Pi. Let's talk about the Bill Haney Floyd Mayweather chat that happened a couple of days ago, maybe a day ago. It blew up on social media, blew up on YouTube. Everyone is the videos out there, and I heard about it. I only watched it this morning or last night actually, and I'm trying to find the intrigue on the video because all I saw was Bill Haney talking about the streets, and Floyd Mayweather actually came on the video to confront him about something that Bill, making it seem like Bill was actually, had something to say because he had some beef with Bill. Bill had some beef with him. So when Floyd came on, he wanted to know what's up. And by doing so, Bill Haney, I don't think never really answered his question.
I don't
He
think
was
he
just
did.
talking. He was just talking about the streets, this, that, the street, this, street, that, and like the video's about 20 minutes long. And I'm watching there, and I'm like trying to find the intrigue and the talk here. It was supposed to be about boxing, and Bill Haney is like street this, street that throughout the whole entire 20 minutes of the video. And I'm like, what's this? So video's done, and I'm like, what was this?
Yeah.
There was no point. That video was a waste of time.
I took a look at it. Halfway, I changed it because if you saw the first 5 minutes, you saw the whole 20 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
and but
Bill,
like Mayweather trying to get a point to find out what is the beef. Let's talk. Let be transparent. Talk to me, Haney. Bill is like treat this, treat that, or go take care of your kids. It was a back and forth about the streets and the kids. Or you look like what that stop. Nothing was really said to topic about. It sounded
wait, Mike, come up a little closer. The mic, yeah, you can't really hear you.
you can hear me again?
Yeah. So yeah. Haney talking Bill Haney talking street this, street that, and Floyd's trying to talk about boxing, about his son loss and all that stuff, and 50-0 in the boxing career, and Floyd said he's 50-0 in life, 50-0 in boxing, and Bill is trying to he's trying to go off topic here by bringing street talk. Take care of you better know how to take care of your family, your kids. Nothing to do with what boxing is about. And Bill Haney's like going way off script and just talking nonsense. Like he sounded so stupid on the video, and I'm like, what is he talking about? Floyd's trying to talk boxing, and he's talking street.
Yeah, that was really crazy. So I like I said, if you saw 5 minutes of that video, you saw the whole 20 minutes. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's basically like a clickbait video. But let's move off on that. Let's talk about something very interesting, guys. Crawford versus Madrimov. What a super card on August 3rd. And I've said this on my videos. It is like I've been watching boxing for like 15 years now. And out of every boxing card I've seen, this is, in my opinion, one of, if not the best boxing card ever that I've ever seen. The lineup is nuts. This card is nuts. It is a badass card. Not trying to sound like Dana White here, but it is a badass card. You got from top to bottom a lot of familiar names, and everyone has a good opponent. We're talking about Andy Cruz, Olympic gold medalist, multiple gold medals in amateur games, one of the best, if not the best prospect signed by Matchroom Eddie Hearn. He'll be taking on Antonio Moran, Mexican veteran, who was coming off a knockout win over Romero Duno in the main event of Pro Box TV not too long ago. He's fought Jose Pedraza, he's fought Barbosa, so he's fought some top competition. He even fought Haney, and Haney actually knocked him out.
Yes, he did.
In 2019, that was the last time Haney got a KO. So, and this is a guy that has a durable chin. He's very solid. Haney actually KO'd. So, they're going to fight each other. Then David Morrell, another Cuban sensation, is going to fight a guy that recently fought on Pro Box TV main event. Hard name to pronounce, but he's a good fighter. He's coming off a knockout win over Sullivan Barrera, another Cuban veteran, in a good fight back and forth. The guy won by knockout, knocking out Barrera in the 10th and last round, almost knocking him out the ring. Brutal knockout. And then, now, I think that's the prelims. We don't even know what the prelim. I think this is all main card.
That's crazy.
Nuts.
That sounds like a $500 pay-per-view card.
This card is gonna. This card has fights that can be main events on its own cards anywhere in the world. Like I said, everyone has a good opponent. Then you got supposed to be Abner Mares versus Leo Santa Cruz.
He's bad.
That's the third fight in their trilogy, in a trilogy that has been won twice by Leo Santa Cruz. It's great to see both guys back in the ring. Abner Mares had a draw with Miguel Flores.
I feel he won that fight.
And I felt he won that fight. I said it in my video as well. It was a draw, but I felt he won it. And I also said, not a bad performance with a guy with one eye, but he also has an eye injury, and still has an eye injury, and he's actually planning to step in the ring on August 3rd. So kudos to Mares, man. He's always been a warrior, and stepping in there with an injured eye tells you more than enough of how big his heart is. And just a veteran, man. 3-division world champion, and has done it all in the sport of boxing in his career. He's definitely going to go into the Hall of Fame, I'm sure. So is Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz is one of the best Mexican fighters I've seen in quite some time. Excellent, exciting left hooker to the body. He's a 4-division world champion. He's fought some of the best in the sport, even Tank Davis. And these two guys are going to mix it up for the third time on that card. Then you got Andy Ruiz. Former unified heavyweight Mexican champion of the world, the first ever Mexican heavyweight unified champion of the world. He'll be taking on Jared Big Baby Miller. Jared Big Baby Miller. I saw the face-off with these two guys the other day, and I underestimated the size difference. Jared Big Baby Miller is making Andy Ruiz look like a midget. That surprised me. Like,
this guy has some.
Wow, Jared Big Baby Miller, it is what it is. Big baby. He is a big baby next to Andy Ruiz. If you've seen the face-off, and that's a scary thing because Jared Big Baby Miller has a solid chin. He's an aggressive fighter. He has power in both hands, and he just mauls you to the head and body. He just tries to overwhelm you with his punches. He's a rugged guy. But then you have Andy Ruiz. Then you have Andy Ruiz, one of the best combination punchers I've seen in any weight class. Good power, good speed, good combinations, head and body, short legs. I underestimated him when I first saw him. This guy with short legs. Who is this? Then he started to let his hands go, and I'm like, oh my God, he can fight. And unified champion of the world, former unified champion of the world, knocking off Anthony Joshua, who in my opinion is the best heavyweight today.
My biggest upset in weight.
Right. Of course, Joshua Benjat lost, but Anthony Ruiz was not really the same fighter. He gained a lot of weight. He gained a lot of fame throughout that fight. After that win, a lot of money. His social media went from 3,000 followers to 1 million. Nuts. So last time he stepped in was against Luis Ortiz. He won that fight. Jared Big Baby Mir coming off a loss against Daniel Dubois in a good fight. But these two guys are going to mix it up in what should be a terrific heavyweight slugfest.
You like?
And then, I said I'm gonna give the edge to Andy Ruiz because of the hand speed and the better combination punching. Andy Ruiz has a good chin as well. But that size, man, of big baby Miller is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. I'm gonna give it to Andy Ruiz, man. I'm gonna give it Andy by decision.
I got Andy myself.
In a tough fight. But then we got Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who not too long ago, but what, a month or two ago, he just came off a sensational knockout win over Rolly Romero, taking away his WBA belt by knockout. He's in there with Rayo Valenzuela in what should be a Mexican shootout for as long as it lasts. I will give Isaac the edge in this fight just because of the better chin. Rayo has shown that he's a bit chinny against Edwin de los Santos and even Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert is not a hard puncher, but he had Rayo's head flying all over the place. Of course, Rayo he's coming off that win, he avenged that win by knockout, putting Chris Colbert to sleep, putting him on his face. So coming in with that, and of course, both guys are coming in with momentum, so it should be a terrific fight. And then we got
that boy will win that fight.
He should. Because Rayo's going to get hit clean on that chin for sure, and he's not going to be able to take it for long. And before that happens, it's going to be a barn burner, I'm sure. And what should be the co-main event, guys, it's likely a fight of the year candidate. You got Tim Tszyu, who just came off a bloodbath with Fundora, in what, in my opinion, is the fight of the year so far. So he'll be taking on Virgil Ortiz.
Ooh.
Virgil Ortiz is one of the best fighters right now that's not a champion. He's 20-0, 20 KOs.
100%.
He's coming forward, both hands, got bombs on him, and he's coming to punch holes through you. And this is what Tim Tszyu is going to have to face. And he's only 26 years old. He's a young, strong fighter. The thing is with Virgil Ortiz, he fights tomorrow.
Wow.
He fights tomorrow. He's going to fight Thomas Delorme. Puerto Rico versus Mexico. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm going to rep Delorme, but I'm confident, and unfortunately, confidently, that Delorme is going to get put to sleep tomorrow.
Wow.
Delorme is not gonna. He's not gonna win that fight. Unfortunately, this is not one of those fights where Puerto Rico is gonna win. Virgil Ortiz is gonna run over Thomas Delorme. Thomas Delorme, he's a good fighter, but he never was an elite fighter. He never really got a big win in his career. He's a good boxer, good power, but he's chinny. Ennis, when he fought Ennis stopped him in one round.
Oh wow.
Class will tell definitely in this fight. Virgil Ortiz is no nonsense. He means business. He means action. That first round is going to be a long first round for Thomas Delorme. Thomas Delorme, I'm sure, is going to stand his ground and fight back. That will be the worst thing he'll do. Virgil Ortiz is going to sneak in those uppercuts, those right hands, those left hooks, and everything's coming with bad intentions. And that's who Thomas Delorme is going to fight. That's who Virgil Ortiz is. The fight is set and official with Tim Tszyu. The thing is, Virgil has to win his fight, and I have no doubt in my mind that he will. So I'm sure we're going to get this Ortiz-Tszyu. Then the main event, Terrence Bud Crawford versus Israel Madrimov.
What do you think?
That is an intriguing fight because even though Crawford is fighting a guy that's kind of unknown, he is the champion coming in from Uzbek. He's 10-0, 1 draw, 7 KOs. I watched tape of him, and I'm like, let's see who Crawford is dealing with. He's strong. He got power in both hands. He can switch stances. He's got a durable chin. He seems solid to me. Seems durable to me. And he can give Crawford some problems. Crawford now, on the other hand, is going up to 154 for this fight. Will his power be there? I want to believe it will be. If it's there now, Crawford has a chance to win this fight by knockout because he's knocked out everyone at 147. If his power falls him up to 154, where I feel it will, he should be able to stop Madrimov. He's the better skilled fighter, regardless if Madrimov is skilled as well. But Crawford has him by edge. He has a better jab. He has a better ring generalship, IQ, and if the power is there, Crawford can put him away. But it's going to be a good fight. That guy, Madrimov, he's tough and
does it
strong.
go for you, or you think Crawford?
Nah, I think Crawford's. I think if a knockout comes, I think this fight's gonna be end. Is gonna end by knockout. I'm gonna give it to Crawford, man. I feel the power will be there, and like I said, once that's there, everything is gonna fall in the skills, the ring IQ, the defense. Crawford has to avoid getting hit clean on the chin because if he does, marking him off can really put him away or hurt him really bad. Yes,
He
yeah.
does have power though.
Yes, he does have power. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. This is not no slouch that Crawford is going in to take a belt from. No, this is a real fighter at 154 pounds, a naturally bigger guy, obviously, and he's going in there to defend his title and have the intentions and plans, of course, to walk out with it. He's not going to let Crawford come in there and take his belt. It's a tremendous fight. I like it. When I saw tape of him, I was convinced. Like, this is gonna be a fight.
Right? August 3rd.
August 3rd, not too far from here, but it's interesting that Virgil Ortiz fights tomorrow, and he's going to be fighting, supposedly scheduled on August 3rd. So it'll be a quick turnaround for him. Yeah. What do you think about that card, Pops?
I think, like I said, I think it's a $500 pay-per-view fight, and I think
Yeah.
if you're a boxing fan, you gotta tune in. You gotta actually get that pay-per-view because all these fights line up are amazing. I mean, who is behind what are the promoters in this fight? You know, Jose?
So Eddie Hearn is in it, of course. Oscar De La Hoya, and then we got Salida Promotions. That guy from Saudi, forgot his name, Turkish. He's involved in this too. I think he's the main reason. Of course, they are the main reason, you know, because they are the main reason we get in this card, this type of card, because you don't see this. This is not normal. If you got multiple promoters working in one card, what are you going to expect to get? You're going to get multiple fighters coming in one card, matching up.
Oh yes.
I've never seen, and this is what boxing needed for years now. We've heard De La Hoya say, I want me and Bob Arum to work, or and Eddie Hearn to work with someone like a De La Hoya, Bob Arum, whatever. And that's the only way to do it, because if you don't, then you'll have a fighter here by Top Rank, and you'll have a certain fighter here by Eddie Hearn. They got a promotional competition going on. And they got two fighters that can make it that they're matched properly. That they match. A lot of people want to see it, but we can't because it's politics involved here. It's competition. Eddie doesn't want to work with Bob. Bob doesn't want to work with Eddie. So because of that, we're not going to get the fight.
Yeah, everybody protecting the investment. But now these guys getting together. I like that.
So finally, now that we have Eddie, De La Hoya, and Salida Promotions and the guy in Saudi working together, it makes sense that this fight card is happening. Top to bottom, a lot of names. Everyone has a good opponent.
It's the best
pay-per-view.
The best card I have seen put together for the past 20 years.
Is nuts. And the pay-per-view is likely going to be $100. It's worth It's worth the $100. If you're a boxing fan, like I said in my video, you will support this fight. You will buy pay-per-view. However you want to stream it, Fire Stick, whatever. You will look at this fight card from top to bottom. It's worth every bit.
Where is the hell? Is it Las Vegas?
It's going to be in actually California.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be at the former Staples Center, I think. But yeah, it's going to be, this is definitely $100 pay-per-view. I'm gonna buy the pay-per-view. I'm gonna see it. It's gonna be a great night of boxing. It's gonna be a night that we'll never forget. If I was there in person, I'll be there. I'll be one of the first people to sit down in my seat and watch it. I don't care if I'm the only one in the arena. I'm that big of a boxing fan as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm one of those. I'll be there from the beginning to the end. But it's a great night of boxing. August 3rd, man, can't come soon enough. And it'll be epic. All right, guys, we're here in an hour. Going in an hour and a few minutes. Any comments? Anyone want to hit up the chat? Hope you guys enjoying the live. Been enjoying the live. We've talked about Haney versus Garcia, Crawford versus Madrimov supercar. We even talked about Bill Haney versus, well, not versus, but Bill Haney. Well, you can say versus because these two guys went at it on the camera. Floyd Mayweather. They had a uninterested chat. I thought it would have been more interesting than that, but it wasn't. We're just nonsense garbage. And that's about it.
Hey, Jose,
Anything you want to?
what do you think about Mayweather's changing the topic just a little bit before we go? They put it away for Mayweather.
Kermel Morton. The thing, he was supposed to be fighting on the May 4th card in Canelo Munguia, but he recently put out that he's not going to be fighting on the card. I think what's going to happen here, I think if they do that, it's going to be a bit. I personally don't like it because he's going to be out for a couple months if they do it. I think they're trying to save him for the August 3rd fight card for Crawford Madrimov. They're trying to save him because he was supposed to be fighting on this card on May 4th, and all of a sudden he's not going to be fighting. I'm sure there's no injury there, so they probably want to save him for the August 3rd fight, August 3rd card.
Okay, that makes sense.
He's one of the best bright prospects in boxing, one of the most entertaining fighters right now, and at 17 years old, he fights like a really skilled veteran. Like he's been doing this for 10 years in pro boxing.
Yeah, he looks good. What weight is 140? 135?
He is, I want to believe he's 135. Yeah, 140. He's a solid guy. He's a solid kid. He's built like Tank Davis when I first saw Tank. He's got that similar physique. He's that last fight against Kubas. That guy he fought was as young as him, undefeated, and you don't see fights like that. And when those two went at it last time Moulton fought, it was a really good action fight, and that fight showed a lot about what Moulton was all about. He showed he got a chin. He showed that he can fight back through adversity and get a victory.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, but not only take a punch, but he also has some skills and punching power and all that stuff.
He do have a future. He looks pretty good.
Yeah, for 17 years old, he has a bright future. I'm really looking forward. I'm really tuned into his career, and I can't wait to see how his future is. He's bright, in my opinion, pretty bright. Let's see. Any comments? No comments? I think that's about it, Pops.
Well, 2024, it's gonna be fire.
Yes. I can't wait. Canelo Munguia is the next big fight that's coming up next week, May 4th. And of course, the mega card on August 3rd, Crawford Madrimov. Then, tomorrow we got Virgil Ortiz versus Thomas Delorme, and then we also got Jose Ramirez versus Francesco Barthelemy. That's a good fight at 140. That should be a good fight at Night of Boxing. And that will do it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is Miracle Boy Boxing. I'm your host, Austin Cruz. This is my dad, Miguel Pops, and you see on the screen. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys here and be here with you guys on the chats. This is our third chat together. It's always a pleasure, like I said. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream, wherever you may be.
Good night.
Take care. And I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream.